Kia ora. We are Te Maire 2021 of Ngai Tamawhariua ki Te Rereatukahia tai our charitable trust. New Zealand has got a land area of 26.8 million hectares. Before humans arrived, more than 80% of New Zealand was covered in trees, most of the North Island and nearly all the South Island. When Māori began arriving in New Zealand around 1250 to 1300 CE, they built dwellings, forts, canoes and other structures from native woods. This level of use had little impact on the forest. But deliberately or accidentally, Māori burnt large stands of forest on the North Island's east coast and in Marlborough and Canterbury. European explorers from the late 18th century soon saw the potential of New Zealand's forests. Nations such as Britain relied on ships to extend their empires and wage wars, and for trade. Seagoing vessels needed spars, and New Zealand's trees seemed ideal for this purpose. Systematic tree felling began as traders arrived in search of logs and spars for ships by 1840, when organised European settlement started. Forests covered around half of New Zealand. Over the next 150 years, intensive logging reduced the remaining forests by about half. Today, native forests and shrublands cover approximately 9 million hectares of land in New Zealand, roughly 33% of total land area. This has reduced from more than 80% of total land area before the arrival of humans. Now that we have talked about the loss of native forests within New Zealand, let's talk about some of the predators that we brought into this amazing country and the reasons why.
1,000 years ago, the first invaders came from the east, beginning a reign of terror that would have disastrous effects. The Polynesian voyagers loaded their sailing canoes with food for the journey and plants and animals to stock a new land. Lurking among the supplies was the Polynesian rat, kiore, an animal that would deal the first death blows to the unsuspecting forest animals.
In New Zealand, the kiore holds cultural significance for some Māori iwi, as it is considered a taonga or treasure. It is believed to have voyaged with the Polynesian ancestors of Māori people, making it part of their ancestral heritage and Whakapapa their genealogy. The Norway rat was introduced to New Zealand in the late 18th century, likely arriving on European ships with early explorers and whalers around the 1770s or 1780s. The ship rat was introduced to New Zealand in the early 19th century, likely arriving with European sailing ships around 1820s. They quickly spread across the country and are now one of the most widespread and damaging predators in New Zealand's ecosystem. Rabbits were introduced to New Zealand in the 1830s by European settlers, and their population exploded in the 1860s, when additional rabbits were released in the South Island for hunting and food. The rapid growth of rabbit population has had significant and long-lasting effects on New Zealand's environment. Possums were introduced to New Zealand in 1837 from Australia, initially brought over for the fur trade. However, their population exploded in the mid-20th century and has since caused severe environmental problems. Ferrets, stoats and weasels were introduced to New Zealand in the late 19th century to control the rabbit population, which had exploded after the introduction of rabbits in the 1830s. Unfortunately, these predators have caused significant harm to New Zealand's native wildlife, particularly because the native species evolved in the absence of land mammals, and have no natural defences against such predators. Feral cats in New Zealand are one of the most problematic invasive species, having significant and detrimental effects on the environment. Feral cats were introduced to New Zealand by European settlers, and since their arrival, they have spread widely, becoming a key predator in native ecosystems. Their impacts on native wildlife, particularly birds, reptiles, and invertebrates, has been devastating, contributing to the ongoing ecological crisis in the country. Are we doing enough? Currently, we are doing enough to turn the tide on all the pests, like rats, rabbits, possums, stoats, ferrets, weasels, ship rats, and Norway rats, that have been putting the New Zealand ecological existence at risk of extinction. New Zealand has made significant strides in addressing the threat posed by invasive pests. However, while progress has been made, the task remains monumental, and it is still an ongoing battle to turn the tide on these invasive species. Let's break down where things currently stand. Number 1. Pest Free 2050 Initiative. One of the most ambitious efforts to address New Zealand's pest problem is the Predator Free 2050 Initiative, which aims to eliminate all rats, stoats, and possums from the country by the year 2050. Number 2. Biocontrol and new technologies. Gene editing technology is being investigated as a potential future tool for pest control. Toxins and new poisons designed to target specific pests, like RHD for rabbits or specialised poisons for rats, are being tested to reduce non-target species impact. Smart traps and automated systems are being developed to increase efficiency in monitoring and controlling pest populations. Eradication successes. There have been notable successes in eradicating specific pests from certain areas. Islands like Kapiti Island, Rodney's Island, and Stoat-Free Hen Island have been cleared of rats, stoats, and other pests, allowing native birds and other species to recover. Programs like rabbits and muscelids eradication on specific reserves have seen native bird populations rebound. Ongoing challenges. While the efforts are impressive, there are several challenges that make it difficult to declare success. Scale and persistence. Pests like rats, stoats, and possums are incredibly resilient. Their populations reproduce quickly, and it can be hard to eradicate them completely from vast mainland areas. New Zealand's geography and remote environments make large-scale continuous control programs expensive and logistically complex. Public opinion and controversy. Methods such as the use of 1080 poisons have sparked public debate and opposition, primarily due to concerns about its impact on non-target species like native birds or domestic animals. This has made it difficult to gain unanimous support for certain pest control measures. Non-target species impact. While poisoning and trapping programs are crucial, they can unintentionally harm non-target species, especially those not well documented or less understood. The challenge lies in finding solutions that minimize harm to the rest of the ecosystem. Number 5. Long-term focus. Restoration of native ecosystems. Conservation efforts in New Zealand are not just focused on pest eradication, but also on actively restoring habitats for native species. Efforts to establish wildlife corridors, improve native vegetation, and protect endangered species like the kakapo and kiwi are crucial. Public education and involvement. The biosecurity awareness campaigns and local community engagement are helping change attitudes towards pest control. New Zealand has a growing culture of awareness and responsibility around managing invasive species, with more people getting involved in local conservation efforts. Number 6. The road ahead. While New Zealand has made substantial progress, complete eradication of pests across the entire country by 2050 remains a highly ambitious goal. Many believe it is possible, but it will require continued innovation, funding, and public support. Restoring balance and mitigating biodiversity loss is a long-term endeavour that will take decades, if not longer. It's about reversing centuries of damage done by these invasive species and giving native species a fighting chance to thrive. Conclusion. We are indeed making significant progress, but the battle is far from over. The combination of large-scale eradication efforts, technological advancements, community involvement, and ambitious government-led initiatives gives hope, but it requires continued commitment, funding, and adaptation of strategies. It's not just about controlling pest populations, it's also about ensuring that New Zealand's native ecosystems are resilient enough to recover from centuries of invasive pressures. To truly turn the tide, New Zealand needs to maintain its momentum while navigating the complexities and challenges involved in managing invasive species at a national scale. To save what is left of New Zealand's native forests and scrublands, it would cost on average $9 billion per year, which is equivalent to $33.55 per person per week, or a cup of coffee per day. The Department of Conservation are truly understaffed and underfunded. DOC's funding overall was due to drop from $880 million in the year 2023 to 2024 to $728 million in 2026 to 2027. At the end of last year, DOC had only employed roughly 2,797 people in total. So it's not too late. Pest-free 2050 is possible. We just need everyone to take part, from the government to the people and businesses alike, to pitch in and make it happen.
For hundreds of years, I can say we used to go to the bush and get kiraru, but that's only 1 month a year, and it's left alone. Now, that was conservation as far as I was concerned. And the conservation happens out here in the harbour as well. You took a kai, and that was it. You got out of there, and you left it alone. It's like going up the awa, catching some eels in one place, and leaving that place alone for 12 months. And you might go back there after a couple of years or a year or so. The Ngahere used to come right down where the main road is. My father caught a huge pig just on the edge of that road. Now, I remember that Ngahere being down there that far, and then how it's gone back and back and back and back, and it's gone right back into the kaimai itself.
You learn a lot from the Ngahere when you observe it. You know when it's sick, you know when it's healthy. My memories of what the Ngahere was when my grandfather used to take me up, it was a healthy, thriving forest. Now when I look at it, it looks old. You get patches of new in amongst it, but the majority of it looks old and run down. Since we started, both myself and Kiri have been cutting 32 track lines, which isn't as easy as walking a straight line. There's a lot of supplejack that wouldn't normally grow in great abundance if the natural forest was still there. It grows faster with more sunlight coming in through the canopy. We've got about 180 220s which will go around the perimeter of our boundary, 500 hectares, and 500 bait stations that will be scattered throughout the whole area. On top of that, we've also got 25 cat traps and 66 stoat traps. With all that infrastructure going in, within 2 years we're hoping that there'll be a huge difference made within that area, and hopefully be able to be in a position to double or triple the size of the area.
Our long-term plan is to educate our hapu and our rangatahi, so we're setting the foundation for Ngai Tamawhariua to continue this mahi into the future, but the foundation can be only set once you're working in that space. You've got to actually go to the Ngahere and walk in the Ngahere, swim in the Ngahere, do whatever in the Ngahere, be one with the Ngahere. We want Ngai Tamawhariua to stand up, and we want them to get in there and continue this mahi for the benefit of the future generations and the next generations to come.
Hoki mai ki te ukai po. Kia ora mo au. Te ihi rangaranga. Made out te whānau. E here, here mai ana. Ukai po's where we wanna be. Ukai po. Hoki mai ki te ukai po. Kia ora mo au. Te ihi rangaranga. Mea te whānau. Here mai ana. Ukai po is where we wanna be. Longing for that place. Ukai po. It's the only place we belong. Country roads, take me home to a place I belong. East my brother, we are about to close. So take me home, say country roads. Bars the bars, featuring sweet for production. Bringing you some country roads, take me home to where my heart feels at ease and to where I feel free to roam. Yeah, let's go. Country roads, take me home where my heart and soul feels free to roam. Country roads, take me home where my heart and soul feels free to roam. Country roads, take me to a place where we live off the land, live off the smell of the sweet sea breeze drifting through the air. Country roads, take me home where I belong. Country roads, take me home where I belong. Take me away to a place where my river flows deep to my soul, and my roots will always be connected to the lake. Te whenua. some country roads. Ain't nothing quite comparing to my own. Because I love them dusty, muddy, long roads. Gives me a dirty feeling in my soul. Country roads take me home to a place I belong. We the survivors and we the mountain climbers. Take me home. We have our known situation, and at the end of the windy country roads, my destination. I love the way my river flows through my veins, and I know that you will never take it away. Country roads, take me home. Take me home. Where my heart and soul feels free to roam. Country roads, take me home. Where my heart and soul feels free to roam. Country roads.
I need to stop now.
I know this is my calling. I know this is my calling. I've been walking on the water, just hoping I don't fall in. I know God got me through the weather, so even when we're balling, we won't ever think we better, cause when it started storming, I knew God had me through the weather. And I ain't been doing this for long, but I already feel at home. And I don't care if I'm alone, I got a spot next to the throne. I've been writing down how I felt, like dropping wishes in the wishing well. I always knew but they could never tell. I'm doing good, I hope you're doing well. I've been doing my best every single time that he puts me through the test. I just gotta step back and take a couple breaths, cause I know that he got me until the very end. And it never ends. Everything that I get is a blessing from up above. You've never seen a bigger love. Remember all the time spent, I always knew I was enough for the only one I could trust. I know this is my calling. I've been walking on the water, just hoping I don't fall in. I know God got me through the weather, so even when we're balling, we won't ever think we better, cause when it started storming, I knew God had me through the weather. He told me that it get better, promised that he'd get me through whatever. When I was down, he told me to always keep my head up, and if it ain't love, then it ain't gonna last forever. So I'm writing you this letter, just hoping that it gets to you through the weather. I know one day we gon' be at home together, and I'm never gonna be alone forever. I don't think you know how much. Said I don't think you know how much. I know this is my calling. I've been walking on the water, just hoping I don't fall in. I know God got me through the weather, so even when we're balling, we won't ever think we better, cause when it started storming, I knew God had me through the weather.
Gloria he maunga o rungu ki te whenua whakaaro koe ki ngā tangata rōre ki te nonga tapu whakaaro.
Amen.
our bags off and tie them on.
These are the ones that are in our hands.
Oh, yeah. So we're gonna
Just carry these in our hands.
each in our hands. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we'll just have to come back and grab 18. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Sweet.
Good with that sun on our back.